Genesis 1:26 through 27 says this. Then God said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish of the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground. So, first off, we should say this image of God, whatever else it has to do with dominion. It has to do with taking rule. It has to do with responsibility and ownership, as mankind is given a particular task here to rule over creation, just as God rules. And obviously, we have to talk about the continuity and discontinuity between that, for God's rule is supreme, cannot be questioned. Ours is a given authority, but it's given by God, and he makes that God-given intrinsic design within man. Verse 27, so God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. So the second thing, just quick note of the passage, is both man and woman are made in the image of God. Some people try to say only man is made in the image of God, not woman. But the passage clearly says there that both men and women are made in the image of God. So there is no distinction between the imago Dei, the image of God, between men, women, between different races, between someone who's handicapped, or all of us are made in God's image. Now, because of sin, these aspects can be marred. They can be limited from what God initially created and designed. And then we can rule in a negative way, in a sinful way, rather than a righteous way. And our ability to reason and think can become sinful and immoral rather than moral. But really, this image of God, as we look at it, is one that we are mentally like God, right? In the ability to reason and think. So we're not the creation of man doesn't make us in his image. Some misunderstand that and think that God has a body. No, God is spirit. So when it talks about God being made in God's image, it isn't a physical attribute. It's rather a spiritual and psychological characteristic. We are mentally able to reason, use logic, and think. We're not just instinctual beings like the animal kingdom. We're also moral beings. So we have a moral compass, and we're also designed morally to reflect righteousness. Thirdly, we are social beings. Sometimes people try to pull away and be very isolated, but God designed us to be social beings. That's why he creates Eve for Adam. And even more so, we are designed with the ability to think, reason, with moral agency, and also with relational love. And this is something that we can see built into our DNA. We're designed for fellowship, and this reflects the triune nature of God and his love. God didn't need man to love, right? He wasn't like he couldn't love until he creates man. Within the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, there is already a relational and loving relationship that he now passes on to man. And so we as human beings, we're relational, we're volitional, we're rational, and we're able to choose who we love and what we do. And these are all, and as I said, that rule, those are all things that come with great responsibility. And because of this, mankind sometimes uses it and misuses and abuses it, but it's given to man, and it's our responsibility to use it correctly, and especially as Christians, to restore that image that's been lost. And we look to Christ to be that reflection of the image of God, and look to how he lives, that we may live as well in that likeness, and try to copy his example, that we may live righteously before the Lord. Have a blessed day.